You'd have to ask my husband.
All right. Now, as far as the Casey trying to keep him from getting in the trunk of the car, I think you told me that you don't have any information as to whether that happened or not.
I was not present. I never heard that she kept him.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes
I
or
have
no?
no knowledge of that.
You've seen your husband's statement, then, haven't you?
No, I haven't
You haven't read
his
over his statement?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so when he told the police officers about that, and he told the FBI about that, you haven't reviewed that or aware of that?
No, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't reviewed.
Now, so there comes a point in time, is it fair to say, because we got the phone records here, there are many calls where there's attempts from the Anthony home, from your house, to call Casey during this time period.
Correct.
And it's also fair to say you're getting more concerned about Kaylee because you haven't seen her in a long period of time.
Correct.
Okay. Now, do you think, in fact, that it's possible that Casey was fabricating the story about Zanny because she was wanting to stay over at some boy's house or a guy's house?
I'm object to the form of the question. It calls for speculation.
Okay. Do you believe that she was fabricating the story during that time period because her motivation was not to let you know that she was staying with at some guy's house?
No, I think she fabricated the stories because she didn't have Kaylee with her, and she knew if she came home without Kaylee, there'd be a red flag.
Okay. And that red flag would mean that something was probably
Something
wrong.
happened, right.
Okay. And that's the reason, you think that that's what her reasoning was?
Correct.
For fabricating the story. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Go forward.
That's why I think she fabricated this whole story so that she would justify to me why I couldn't talk to Kaylee. Because she knew that if it wasn't a reasonable thing, then I would say, where the hell are you? I'm coming to pick Kaylee up because something's
That's
wrong.
what I just said.
Right, I
You didn't
understand.
need to make me live through that again. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
That-
was a painful time in my life.
Okay. Ma'am, what I just want to clarify
No,
then-
what you're trying to do
No,
is
ma'am,
add
ma'am,
insult
I'm
to
really not
injury.
getting
You know,
into-
I
I'm
don't
really not
need
getting
to
into that.
sit again when I find out that I've been videotaped. That was a cruel thing in my life that they did to me, okay, to tape me on a day that I go in there, and, you know, and I'm distraught over my granddaughter and everything, and it's cruel for you to sit there and make me watch it again.
Okay, ma'am, well, let me just ask some questions about it, and we won't talk about the video. Was it your belief when you made this statement that she was fabricating where she was?
I
for
already
some reason?
answered this
And
question.
you believe she was fabricating?
I already answered the question. I'm not answering it again.
Now, at the time that you made that statement, though, to the police, you had already heard or already had an understanding that Casey told you that Zenaida or Zanny was threatening your family. Is that right?
Can you repeat that
Sure,
question?
sure.
I'm not even sure what you asked.
Yeah, it's not very clear. Do you need a moment as far as, let me ask this. When you made that statement there about fabrication, you already knew from Casey that Casey told you she was protecting the family because of Zenaida or Zanny. Remember that?
That's not what she said on there. Mr. Dill, it's not what she said.
Well, just make your objection, Brad. Make your objection, and then move on.
My
That's fine.
objection is you're not asking a question that's
I'll
relevant
re-ask.
to what you just showed her. So
You know
just
what? I can
relevant
ask a question to something I didn't show
Ask
her.
her a question, though.
Your favorite. Let me just move on, okay? When you made the statement that you thought she was fabricating because of the motivation, that the red flag and all this stuff you just told me about, you knew at that point in time from your daughter that your daughter was protecting the family, and that's why she had been lying to you. Is that right?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So did you believe what your daughter was telling you when she said that she was lying to you to protect the family, or did you believe what you said to the police officers about the fabrication and the reason for that?
It's both. It's true. Both things is true.
Okay. So she was lying to protect you and also lying so you wouldn't be upset or find out?
Exactly, because she knew that I would look for her. That's exactly what I said. It
And you-
doesn't change. It's the same thing.
And you went looking for her, though, didn't you?
I never went looking for Casey until the 15th of July. It's the first time I went looking for
Okay,
Casey.
well, how about on July 3rd? Did you ever go to Universal to attempt to pick up Kaylee?
I went to Universal.
Why?
Not,
Yes.
yes,
Why did you go to Universal?
to go pick up Kaylee.
Okay. And what was it that motivated you to go pick up Kaylee at Universal?
Casey told me Kaylee was there.
Okay. And did you come to find out that obviously Casey and Kaylee weren't at Universal.
Yes.
Did that cause you concern?
Yes.
Okay. Did you call the police at that point?
No,
Why not?
because I still believe my daughter.
Okay. But did you also find out while you were at Universal that she didn't work there?
No, I did not.
Okay, how did you go about trying to find her? Did you go to the...
When I got there, I called her, and she told me she was not there.
Okay.
So I went home.
Did she also tell you that she was in Jacksonville around July 4th?
Yes.
And that turned out to not be true.
Correct.
Okay. So, and the reason why in your mind is that
It would have been a red flag.
a red flag to you and others.
Yes.
If she had told you that.
If I thought that Kaylee was in danger at any point, I would have
understand.
gone and called 911 or gone to the sheriff's department. I've already stated that.
I-
So you just asked me a question, why I didn't go to the police that day?
Well, okay, so you didn't think that there was anything wrong about the...
I
just
didn't
wanted
think
to
there
ask
was
about it.
anything wrong
Okay.
with Kaylee.
And that's because Casey was telling you everything was fine.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's go to July 15th.
Because Casey didn't want me to worry.
Which one was?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me fast forward, and probably a different subject, so we'll get away from this subject matter right here. There came a point in time, and we're into the December time period now. The police executed a search warrant on your house. They came looking for certain materials. Remember that in December?
There's 2 search warrants in
Right.
December. So which one are we talking about?
One or both. I just want to direct you to the December time period to get your mind and memory there. Okay. The police came and they executed. They were looking for certain materials, and I don't know what, but they came and they executed a search warrant. Did you ever tell one of the police officers who executed the search warrant that you had sent someone to look in the woods around Suburban Drive?
No, I did not.
Let me get the question out because I know you want to answer this. Did you ever tell one of the investigators that you had sent someone to look in the woods around Suburban Drive back in November?
No, I did not.
That did not happen.
That did not happen.
So if that's somewhere in one of the police reports, you would have issue with that.
I would have a huge issue with
and you
that.
would say that would be a
That would be
falsehood.
a bold-faced lie.
Now, and just so I understand, Dominic Casey during this time period, to your knowledge, was he working for you around November? Or
Dominic Casey's been working for us.
who paid Dominic? Well, do you know who paid Dominic Casey?
Paid Dominic Casey for what?
To work for you.
Dominic Casey and I have a contract.
Okay, who has that contract?
I have a copy of it. Dominic Casey has a copy of it.
And are you the only 2 parties to the contract?
George is on there, too.
Okay, you and George and Dominic. And when was that signed?
It was signed probably in October, but we had a verbal contract prior to that.
Anybody else, did anybody else sign the contract?
Yes.
Who?
We have Sherry Milstead, and did Dennis sign it, too? I don't know. Can't ask him.
Who were Sherry Milstead and Dennis?
From Kid Finders.
Okay.
It was notarized.
I see. So, thank you. This notarized contract, who has possession of it?
I already stated Dominic has a copy and I have a copy.
Okay, and he was being retained in your mind to do what?
Dominic did whatever we asked him to do.
Okay, and what were you asking him to do?
Look for Kaylee.
Do you know if he was ever given information about Zanny or Zenaida Gonzales?
Yes.
When was that?
Him and I talked about Zenaida Gonzales all the time.